What's going on, guys? It's your boy NTG back at again with another video. In today's video, guys, I got an exciting one for you guys. I'm gonna show you step by step. I'm gonna be going through every single position that I held on how I flipped $1,400 to $45,000. So this is this is my biggest flip that I've ever done on a small account. I'm gonna be going through every single position, every single news trade, the holding process. We're gonna be going back between the video replay and my actual chart so I can break it down. But I just want you guys to see the psychology portion of it. Now, I kind of condensed the video. It's about 8 hours long, so I had to condense the video. So if you guys see the replay of everything, it's gonna be going times 50,000 times because, like I said, I'm trying to squeeze it out. So I'm trying to make it as fast as possible so that you guys can see every single movement of the candles and what I was dealing with. So you guys see here that the total profit was $44,779.50. And then the total fees were, I lost $22 in total fees, and I lost $900, rounded to 900 in total swap fees. Okay. So I'm gonna be breaking down every single position here from all my entries. As you guys can see here, how long I was holding this trade. My first trade was May 3rd. So that was NFP Friday. So I'm gonna be going through all of that. So I was holding my trade from 17,653 all the way to pretty much the 18,200s. So a long trade, you're talking about over 600 pips of holding this trade, but that's what's required to do these account flips. So like I said, we're going to be going through this quick breakdown. Well, it's not going to be quick. It's actually going to be a pretty long breakdown. So make sure you guys got your pencils, your pens, your notebooks. Make sure you guys are ready to take some notes. And before we get straight into it, make sure you guys hit that like button for your boy NTG. If you're new to your channel, make sure to subscribe for more content like this. You guys wanted this breakdown, so here it is. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll the intro and get straight into the video. Let's get it. All right, you guys. So let's go ahead and go through the video replay first, and then we're going to hop on the charts. So this is the first trade that I took. Now you guys can see the balance is at 1,400. And I'm floating around in profit. Now this was a 0.15 lot size. Now the trick here, right, what I'm doing, so let me just pause that real quick. That was NFP, right? Now why did I choose NFP to trade such a risky day? The reason why I chose that day is because it has high volume. I knew NFP was going to give me at least 200 pips off of the move. And mind you guys, I'm doing an account flip, so I'm not worried about risk, right? For me, this is go big or go home. I do not recommend you guys trade this way. This is not how you want to trade, okay? This was just solely for content. This was just to have fun, and this was just to challenge myself to see how accurate and how far I can push a tiny account, okay? I'm not advertising that you guys trade this way. You shouldn't. I'm just challenging myself as I'm already a profitable trader. So I just want to have fun with this. So I chose NFP because it's a high volume day. And I know I don't want to take too much time trying to grow the account in small portions. I want big moves. So I knew I waited for that day NFP to come so that I can do a quick flip. Now, my goal was to actually flip it to about 10K. So because I know at 10K, I can do whatever I want with the account. 10K is enough room for me to build it easily. But when you're around that $1,000, that $2,000, that $2,500, you have to be very, very precise, and it gets very difficult to kind of build those accounts. So I wanted something that can give me a head start, pretty much, right? Give me a jump start into this build, and I knew NFP would provide that. So you guys will see the NFP move here. So we just took off here. Now I'm going to explain the entry as soon as you guys see the move and everything. I just want you guys to watch the move, the profit, everything start to build up here. Okay. Now, mind you guys, like I said, I'm just trying to build the account. So I'm not going to be aggressive with the scalings yet. I want to build some equity first. so that I can have a lot more available margin, so that I can add some more positions. Okay, so right now I'm just chilling. I just want the whole move to play. I actually planned out holding this trade out all through Friday. So it is Friday, May 3rd. And I'm just going to hold this trade over the weekend, because I want this to be the main source of my profit so far. Not until I start to build the account. And that's the key trick there, is you guys have to build equity. When you guys build a lot of equity, then you can start scaling in. A lot of you guys that try to build small accounts, you try and go in too early, right? You'll start to have only let's say like $500 in profit, $600 in profit. Let's say you have the same balance as me, and you're already like $400 in profit. You will scale in again. It's like you have to wait. I at least like to wait until I make about like 400% of the account before I start scaling in equity, because that's gonna tie into what happens later. You guys are gonna see me go into like negative margin, and I'm gonna show you guys why I always wait to scale in, right? So this was just the overall trade. I just want you guys to see the movement here. Of course, we're gonna go through the market, but this was the ultimate move here for NFP. It slowed down a bit after that. And like I said, I didn't scale in yet. Okay, so this is going to be the next day. So let's go ahead and pause it here. Okay, you guys see it coming back down, but I'm not worried about it because I'm holding the trade. So let's go ahead and go to the charts. Okay, so here we are on the chart. So this is going to be the first entry that you guys just saw for NFP. Now, for high volume news, I always like to go to the 1 minute time frame to find my entries. Okay, so I went down to the 1 minute time frame. Okay, and I had a falling flag here. Okay, so let me go ahead and draw it up properly. Now you guys know flag patterns, okay, especially falling flag patterns are bullish patterns. So this was just a little bit of confluence and confirmation I was giving myself to get into buys. Okay, now my first entry, okay, I had a support zone here, right? And I got in at that engulfing here. You guys can see there. I got in right at that engulfing. Now, this entry wasn't my best. Okay, it was about before the NFP, it was about like 9 to 12 pips in drawdown. So it wasn't my best entry, but overall it still was pretty good. So the actual support zone that it came off of was here, right off of this support zone right there. Okay, so it came off of that support zone here. Now I didn't even get any candlestick confirmation anyway, so it wasn't like I was going to enter the trade. But I like how it's bouncing off of the zone and the trend line for the falling flag. So pretty much here is what I call a pre-breakout. Okay, so this pre-breakout style is my #1 usage for flipping accounts. What does that mean exactly? Pre-breakout. Pre-breakout is getting in before the breakout, right? So, and I knew NFP was going to be too big. It's going to be too much volume to enter at the break. Now, could I have entered at the break? Sure, but that would have been too risky. Plus, you guys know that initial first 5 minutes of NFP, that's already guaranteed like, oh, close to 100 pips. I don't want to miss that. I want to be able to grab all of that profit there, right? So all I had to do here was get my position. I bought it back here at a small support zone. Okay, it bounced off another support zone, and then we started to make some moves here. Okay, now we started to build up a little bit. I'm getting a little bit more confidence with it, right? Just waiting for that move. Now I know I'm waiting. I know NFP is gonna hit right here. So do you guys see that at 8:30? That's when it's going to hit. So let's fast forward to it. It dropped a little bit. You guys will see the reaction of the candle. Boom. Okay, so it dropped just a little bit on that 1 minute time frame, coming back down. That was the last peak. Bam. There it is. And then if we draw our pip count, you guys see how big that, oh my goodness. You guys saw that video, that replay. Look how big that candle is. See, I don't want to miss any of that. Why? 140 pips, right? 150. Let's round it to 150. Now, could I have entered here? Probably, but that's so risky. The market can come back all the way back down. That's just a bad entry. I want to be able to get in at the pre-breakout, which was here. So how did I catch that pre-breakout? Like I said, I have my pre-breakout zone here of support. Normally, I like to enter at the trend line and the zone, but that's okay. That's fine. I wanted to get in a little early, get the pre-breakout, and boom. So that is the first entry there, catching that huge candle. And all of these trades here, guys, that you guys are going to see are all breakout trading and trading support and resistance. I actually had some demand zones too as well. So all of this is just zones, trading zones, and trading patterns. That is it. That's all you need to grow small accounts. Trade your zones, trade your patterns, whatever you like to trade. This is how I like to trade. So let's go ahead and move forward. Let me get off of the 5-minute. And let's go ahead and go into pretty much the next entries. So like I said, we're gonna jump back and forth in between the replay and the charts, just so you guys see where my entries are and things like that. Because remember, guys, there's a whole psychological portion to this. Okay, this is not just you entering trades. This is all psychology as well. Mind you guys, I'm holding these trades for a whole week. Okay, so this is all psychology on this part. So we have to learn that part as well, because if you guys are not getting the psychological part of things, you can forget about trying to achieve a flip like this. Because to be honest with you guys, this was like more like 80% psychology and then 20% technicals. Okay, so if you don't have the psychology for this, it's not going to work out. Okay, so let's go back to the replay. Let's go back into the next day. Okay, so this is what you guys will see that's what you guys were looking at, a little preview on the charts. So let's go ahead and watch this as well. So this is Monday. So this is my next entry. I will explain that entry as well. Okay, and I'm just showing you guys the replay of it. So I'm floating in about $7,000 in equity. And I'm just holding the trade. Now I still have that previous position open. Okay, so I still had that first position from NFP still opening. So that's why I'm floating in profit right now. And then this is now I scaled in, right? I told you guys I like to be like 400% in equity from my account balance to make sure that, you know, I add another position here. So this day wasn't too much volume. It was a pretty slow day. Nice TP hit. This was also a VIP trade that we took together. Okay, so yeah, so this is the next day already. Let me see here. Yeah, so this is actually, I believe this is Wednesday or Thursday, because I didn't add any other positions here. I actually closed some of my positions that I had from here when I started adding positions. Okay, so from here, let's go back to the charts. Okay, so here we are here. So let's go back to that same entry here. Boom. So this is another zone here. I had resistance. Now this was a break and retest entry. Break and retest entry right here. So we're in an uptrend. Now the structure wasn't the best. The structure is very sloppy. Normally I wouldn't trade in like market conditions like this, but you know, I did anyway, just trying to look for some setups. So we had the break of the resistance, came back, retested. Now this is a later trade. So normally I do not trade at this time. I normally wait till like a New York session, but I wanted to get some London session trades in since the market was moving so good. Now I should have got in there, but we didn't have no zones. So that's what I was waiting for that setup. And then you'll see me just kind of hold the trade. Now what I'm doing is just building equity. Like I said, and then I actually started closing out some profit. Now, I didn't close the full position. So that's also the thing there too, guys. When you guys are building accounts, don't close your whole position. I mean, you can if you have like multiple positions. Let's say you want to take like a big chunk of one of your heavy positions, go ahead and take it. But I like to take partial. So I like to take a certain percentage of that position, so that I'm just building the account. And you guys will see when we go into like, cause this was Monday. So I was actually holding this trade for a while, because we started to peak at like the 1850. So we actually collected even more profit here, another 130 pips on top of the NFP position. So I'm just building the account. And once we start hitting the peak, this is when I actually start closing out some of these positions where I'm floating. I'm floating about like, at this point, like 10K, 11K here. I'm already floating at that much. So I just start itching out the positions a little bit, especially this one, because that was like a heavier position. Because mind you guys, I'm floating like at this part about $7,000. So this is one of my heavier positions. So I just start closing out like 5 cents, 10 cents, just itching away the account so that the overall account balance can build. And it's pushing up even more all the way up to that 105. So that's where I'm just building the account, and I'm just closing some small positions. Now from here, I actually didn't get into any other trades at this point. So this is still Monday. So now we're going into Tuesday. Now I didn't get into any positions here. I didn't trade at all Tuesday, Wednesday. I waited. I wanted to get in here actually at this zone. So let me show you guys something here. This engulfing right here. I wanted to get into this entry here, but I missed it. So this was at 932 as well. Did I miss this? No, we traded this in VIP. Okay, I remember now. So this is the issue. So for this entry, I actually entered it on my other account. So for some reason it switched me to my other account, and I was just like, okay, let me enter this trade here. And I forgot about the flip, that I was doing a flip. I actually did forget just for a slight moment, because mind you, this was the last time I traded it and I started taking profit was Monday. So now we're into Wednesday. So I didn't trade it for a whole day. And my brain was like, okay, I need to make sure I need to check on the account so that I can add another position. I got too worried about my own, like my larger account. So then this account kind of just like went in the back of my head. And then when I entered the trade and it started going up, I was like, oh, the flip account. So I had to switch it back. And then I was going to wait for another opportunity to hit that zone again, but it was too late. So I was like, you know what? Market is going to close, market closed, and then we rolled over into the next day anyway. So I was like, all right, I'll just find another setup that day. I'm still holding those positions down there, which look very nice. And here is when we got into my demand zone here. So I had a nice little demand zone here that I wanted to take advantage of, because it's at 5. So now we're around almost New York session, which is the time that I trade. Okay, so let's see what time it is. It's around 9. Okay, good. So we're about to hit the open session right there. So nice open session. We knew the market was going to dip. We came back into the demand zone. You guys will see here that we will retest there, and it's going to give me a nice 1 to 3 golfing confirmation. Okay, so this is just a Japanese candlestick confirmation that I use to enter my trades. If you guys were wondering here, that 1, 2, 3 engulfing is how I enter my trades. Now let's go into the actual replay so you guys can see it again. Okay, like I said, at this point I was closing some small positions here. Okay, there it is. Okay, so you guys will see here, there's the 1, 2, 3 engulfing right there. Like I said, I already had closed some, not the whole position, but I'm closing out some, like some of the cents, the portions of it. And now I'm holding here again. Now I went in heavy again here. You guys see here that this is floating like $7,000. This is a heavy position. That's crazy. That must be like a lot, a dollar lot. Let me see. 50 pips. Yeah, this has to be a one lot for sure for it to be floating that heavy. Now my scaling wasn't as heavy. My scalings, I normally chop it way down. So that's also a key point there, guys, is when you are like building accounts, make sure your first position is the heaviest. You want to go heavy as possible when you're building small accounts, right? That's my tactic, is to go heavy, and then my scale-ins is smaller. It's about 50% smaller or less, because if you guys get a pullback, right? If let's say you entered more aggressive or the same aggression with this position, when it comes back, you're gonna start hitting drawdown, and you won't be able to survive that drawdown because you don't have enough margin to hold it. Okay, so we just got a nice retest here. I bought it, came back. So this is going to be the second position. I actually bought it again at the break of my resistance. So you guys will see that at the charts. I'm gonna go back to the charts and show you guys real quick. Now, if you guys see like my balance going down and stuff like that, that's because of the swap fees and stuff. So you guys will see like my balance change because of those swap fees and stuff. But you know, it is what it is. There's no problem there. All right, so let's go back to the charts. Okay. Yeah, that second position you guys just saw, I got in right here at the break of the resistance. I had a resistance area here way back. You guys can't see it, but I had it way back a few months ago, or a month ago. And I got in at the break here. So perfect retest off of the zones right here. Seeing some nice wicks. Came back down a little bit more. And then waited. You guys see how long I'm holding this? All day. And the market is moving. I'm waiting for it to blow up. Now this is still Thursday. Now we're going into Friday. We're still in the same spot. That's okay. So now this part right here, right? This is the last part. These are my my last positions before I closed out. Now, the break of this higher high, okay? I entered the break here. Now, this was still like end of London going into New York. Now, this was my mistake. I entered this a little bit too early. I should have waited into New York, but we were getting so much bullish pressure. I was like, okay, this is some nice pressure. Let me enter the trade. But I should have waited. And you guys will see in the video that I actually hit some drawdown on this position, and some heavy one too. But that's fine because I drew out a nice little demand zone, and I re-entered at the engulfing. Now, of course, this position was a lot lighter than this one, so I should have waited. So this one should have been my heavy position, but that's okay because I can show you guys the example of why you should not, okay? You should not let your scale-ins, like your second or third position, go in too heavy, okay? So you guys see pay attention to like my available margin and my margin percentage. You guys will start seeing it go into the red when it starts dipping down. And so some of you guys will make that mistake of like getting in too early and making that position too heavy. So if you guys want to practice like scaling in and growing small accounts, first position is always the heaviest. And then when you're scaling in, make sure that you guys are making those scaling positions very, very tiny, very small, just for practice. Don't don't go in so heavy and you don't know what you're doing. You're just entering. You guys know where you guys sometimes see those trading videos and you will see like 50 positions and like one price entry at level. That's too much. Okay, so you guys see here my margin level is getting a little bit too much. So I wasn't worried about it because I'm still $12,000 in profit. So I wasn't too worried about it. But like I said, if it came down too much, it was going to start closing some of the positions as well. Because with Trade Locker, and that's also why my balance is changing, is because the positions that I'm holding, if they go into drawdown too much, it will start chipping away like 1 cent and then another cent and then another cent. So it automatically does that, which I kind of like actually, because you guys know with MT4, if you go into negative margin or, you know, with other brokers, they will just close the whole position. Like your whole position is gone. But with Trade Locker, well, with my broker, right, they close out one by one. So they'll do 1 cent and then another cent and then another cent until you're at 0 cents. Like it'll just keep closing 1 cent, 1 cent. So then you're only losing like, you know, like you're losing like $5 and then another $5 and then another $10. So I like that because I can survive a little bit longer before it reverses. And so I kind of like the way that it does that operation instead of just closing all my positions altogether. So, but yeah, but that was the little pullback there. And then you guys see here that it will that is spiked up there. And then you guys will see me actually, once we hit TP, my final TP, once I hit like 45,000, I'm actually going to show you guys the whole, like all of my positions, even from that NFP position that I'm going to show you guys that I closed out on. So yeah, so this was a long flip, a lot of positions. It was a headache at certain moments, you know, especially that I was trading like a lot of high volume news. But overall, we did it. This is what you guys wanted. And I always see funny comments about like, oh, now NCG do 100 to 1 million, things like that. Guys, I'm not trying to do all that. But yeah, that was the first position. No, that wasn't the first position. That was the 1850. Yeah, I already had closed my NFP position and stuff like that. So, but yeah, but that was all the positions there that I had closed out. And then you guys will see here, I'll show the balance for the week. So this was all for the week right here. So all from the week, all of my positions that I closed out, you guys see here from the NFP trade, all of that. So those are all the positions that I closed out on. And yeah, so that was a trade there. That was the last little bit of the trade. You guys will see there. That's where I hit my TP right at the previous resistance. And we came flying back down. But I was already out of the trade by then, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, but that was the full breakdown of this long trade. Yes, let me show you guys an overall perspective of that. from here, from the 17,650 all the way back up to the 18,250. So this was a crazy trade. This was fun to do. Will I do it again in the future? Probably not. Definitely not. So there's too much of a headache doing all those things. But I do hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you guys did, make sure you guys hit that like button for your boy NTG. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for more content like this. I'm going to have some more POV. You guys really like the POV content, so I'm going to have more of that. I'm going to do another gold pattern recognition. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you guys follow me at ntg.academy. I did a vote poll, and you guys see here, this was the results. This is what you guys wanted to see. But of course, you know your boy will deliver with the rest of the videos as well. All right, guys. So like I said, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. It was your boy NTG, and I'm out. Peace.